Obviously, disappointed in a lot of areas of the loss Saturday night. Regardless of who we play and what they're ranked, we've still got the opportunities to make plays that we got to make. I thought that, our kids fought from the very beginning to the end. They played tough. We never blinked. We never gave in. I thought early in that first possession, we were able to get the interception, and we had an opportunity right there to really create some momentum and make some plays. And then we go out there offensively, we go 3 and out and put the defense right back on the field. Felt like that first quarter and a half, we put the defense out on the field way too much with our lack of execution offensively. That's something that we've got to improve. Obviously, it was a big stage. It was an excellent opportunity for our guys to grow and learn and develop and really focus on the things that we've got to do to be able to go on the road and win a big game like Troy in our Sun Belt opener. Questions?
You guys flush it immediately, or the teaching points in the next, the 24 hours after, then you move on to Troy?
I think there was a lot of fixable moments, fixable situations. There was a lot of teaching from how we travel to how we handle the road to really to going out there and executing the situations. We had a lot of opportunities that we left on the field, and those guys, Texas is really good. They're ranked number 1 for a reason, and they created a lot of those missed opportunities, but there were some still there that we just got to be able to execute in the big game.
Injuries had to come out of this one.
We're a little banged up. Obviously, when you play a team like Texas that's, ranked the number 1 team in the country, it was a physical game, and our guys played tough. They did. They played tough, and they played to the end. We never got negative. We never got down. We fought from the beginning to the end, and we can fix a lot of the mistakes and a lot of the failures that we had Saturday night. We can fix those things, and that's going to be our focus. But, we're beat up a little bit, but that's just part of it. And we're back at it again this week, ready to get going.
Coach, I think you talk, win or lose is always something you can take away from a game. Just how big is that in a game like that against Texas to really play against the best and see where you mentioned last week where the guys are at and how you see some of the things they can fix, heading into a game with Troy, how big is that?
I think it was huge, because you go in that environment in front of 110,000, 109,000, and you're playing the best. You have to be on point. It has to be precision, the execution, the speed, the timing. And I think we were able to look at a lot of different areas on things that we have to clean up, things that we have to get better at, situations that we have to execute to be able to go on the road and win a game.
All right, Troy got off to a rough start, obviously got back on track last week. What have you seen from him in the game?
When you look at Troy, you look at the Nevada game, you look at the Memphis game, and then you look at the Iowa game, and then you look at the Florida A&M game. They're tough, they're physical, they're fast. They play together. And you look at they had a rough start. If you look at it, they played a good Nevada team and came up short at home. Then they played a really good Memphis team and fought and played extremely hard, had a couple breaks. And then you go to Iowa, and they're beating Iowa at halftime. And Iowa's got obviously a top 20 program, and then they've got a good Florida A&M team at home with that they were able to get their first victory. So obviously that gives that team a lot of confidence. It gives them some momentum going into conference play. They look like a Troy football team, tough. They play hard. It means something to them. They play with pride. They play with passion. We expect a great crowd. They had a great crowd Saturday against Florida A&M, so we expect another environment that our kids got to go in and we've got to handle much better.
Things that you might want to expand upon, do a little better offensively.
Really, just our execution. It was, and I take full blame for it. Our execution when it was poor, and Texas had something to do with that. But at the end of the day, there was a lot of plays we left on the field that we can and we have executed. So it's really just the focus and it's the level of execution offensively.
Fourth game of the season for you. Does this feel like the start of a new season, considering conference play?
What we've got to do, what we want to build here at ULM, and we've talked about this, we want to build a bowl championship program. We want to build a Sun Belt championship program. And now it's when you get your program to that level, there's a switch that comes on when conference play opens. Because if that's your goal and that's your mission, now you begin play. And to go on the road and play the back-to-back Sun Belt champion, it's a big challenge. It's a big challenge. And it's a challenge that we've got to do a great job of preparing this week to be able to handle and be able to have those opportunities and go on the road and play this championship program.
You know, Coach, you talked about, just the challenge it is in itself playing Troy this week, but also the challenge of, bouncing back, how the guys handle that adversity, as you often talk about, but how they bounce back from a game like that. How big is that going to be for these guys to come back with that confidence, the same confidence they started the season with?
I think the whole key to this journey that we're on, and the whole key to life, and we talk about with our players because it's real, is, how do you fix failure? Failure is going to appear in your daily life. Failure is going to appear sometimes in your relationships, sometimes in academics. Failure is going to find us in this game that we play every day. And it's how we approach failure and how we fix failure and how we own failure that lets us find success. And that's something that we've talked about since we first got here, because failure is going to happen in everything that we do in life, in this game. And it's how you handle failure, how you own it. You have to own it, number one, because then when you own it, you have a chance to fix it. And then you work to fix it. That gives you the chance and the opportunity, to reach success. And that's something that we've talked about since we first got here. So now, it's part of the journey. And how we handle the journey, how we stay consistent in the journey, how we stay on the path and we don't ever dip. Our mentality or who we are, our standard, is the key to life, and it's the key to this program and this season.
Special teams, always can be improved, but you're starting over with a bunch of new folks. Fixable things there as well.
Absolutely. The thing that was disappointing, we got two illegal formations, in our punt team, and we just weren't set. Two things that we had a great punt. Mac hit a great one. It was around 45 yards, and we got to bring it back because we weren't set. And to me, that's unacceptable. But it's an easy fix, and it has to be fixed. It's just, that right there are things that have to be done. It's too easy to fix. And now we saw it on the big stage, and everything's under the microscope. Everything we do is under the microscope, and how we fix it. And that's something that has to be fixed, and it will be.
It's probably because the first two games and then the third opponent, passing game, how it's been dictated to the first three games. Are there concerns about the passing game at this point?
No, you go back and you watch the Texas game, and we missed 5 throws that we should make. 5 throws that keep us on the field and keep the drives going. We've got to execute, the base passing game. And when you don't execute those opportunities, and we got a punt, then that was part of the process Saturday. And Texas had a lot to do with it, let's be honest. But we still have to execute those plays. And when you execute those plays, you stay on the field. You have more opportunities, and that's something that there's a heavy stress. It's a heavy focus, and it's something we got to get better at, and we will. We're way better and executing our passing game than what we've seen, and we know where it's at and what we've seen. But it's time to take it to the field. We've got to take it to the field, and we've got to take our entire offense, to the field and execute. That's probably the most disappointing factor of the game Saturday, was our execution on offense.
A couple of big wins to start the season. This was a whole new animal. Obviously, Texas #1 team in the country. Psyche of this team right now. Obviously, you traveled already once already. You're going to travel again this weekend. Feel better about this trip?
I do. This football team is resilient, that I've noticed, and they're bought in. And you got to have a strong foundation. And we laid the foundation, in January. And that foundation has to be solid. It's going to get rocked. There's going to be adversity. There's going to be failure. There's going to be tough times. And if you let failure determine your mentality, and if you let failure determine your journey, then your journey is going to be short. It's not going to be successful, and it's going to be a lot of long days. But this team's resilient. This team understands the mission and the journey that we're on, and there's going to be tough times. But how we handle it, you either get stronger and you grow from it, or it weakens you. And it will strengthen us here at ULM. It will strengthen us.
Hey, Coach, just one question about the state of the program. You guys continue to tweak a lot of things. Heck, we're walking in, I see signage being put out there. What's the next progression of that? And if we see more of that as weeks go by?
I think every day we're taking major steps in building this program. There's been a lot of hard work, and there's been a lot of people in this community and in this program step forward and help us build this program. You're seeing, our facilities are being updated as we speak. We're taking big steps to build this program, and we're 2-1 right now. We're going to the conference champ. Let's see where we stack up Saturday night.
Is that important for the players to see that on a daily basis, that things are improving day by day?
I think it's critical. Our players are here, and seeing is believing. And when you see the progress and you see the facilities being turned right in front of your eyes, and that's believing. And they know that things are changing here at ULM. We are on a mission to build a bowl championship program and a conference championship program. We have high expectations. We understand Troy is a championship caliber program. We understand they have great coaches. We understand their town rallies behind their program. This is an opportunity for us to take 70 men on the road to the championship program's home, to their stadium, and see if we can come out of there.